Thank you. Just based on what we were just discussing and what Michael was talking about, finding your model. But once you've found your model and you're using the model, if you like, you're actually trading it actively, and you're getting success with it. Is there anything wrong with then going deeper into other things that you've taught to get an understanding of all the aspects of what you teach? Because I mean, I'm someone that likes to know everything about something when I'm doing it. I mean, the same with my business. I wanted to know how to do everything whilst I was learning how to do the main thing that I started at. Is there anything inherently wrong with that at all?
No. When I'm saying things like find your model, that's your biggest pursuit. Find out what it is that you gravitate to most in my concepts. It may be an order block, maybe the breaker, whatever it is. Don't let me, because I'm talking about something new, don't let me entice you away from whatever it first grabbed your attention, because that's the first thing that's going to be, I guess, viewed easily because it's something that you gravitate to first. So your first dance, if you will, the first time out there on the dance floor, and you see all these things that are in the charts that I'm pointing at, but the one thing that you can see by yourself, unassisted, whatever that PD array is, that's the one you start with. Then build a model around that. Since we're here to try to make money, because that's really what this is all about, we can be fascinated with all my studies and stuff, and that's extracurricular, but we're here to make money. And to kind of like satiate that overwhelming desire and pursuit for everyone when they first start trading, the fastest way to do that, the quickest, shortest distance between point A and point B being you're now profitable, the fastest way is to find one thing simple and don't deviate from it. Don't add to it. Don't keep compounding new things on it. Having the model and trading the model, and then exploring general market concepts, looking at how the market interprets things, holistically, and as a big broad brush approach, how everything fits together. I encourage that. But if you try to do that while just trying to discover a model, you're going to get caught up in this loop of always being distracted, always being taken off the well-beaten track, the trail that's in front of you. Stay on track. Don't go off until you know what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, this stuff's going to be there for you. But you're going to realize by you using one model, you're going to learn a lot of the things that I'm teaching because of experience. You're going to say, I recognize that because I'm looking at one thing in price action. I'm looking at a small segment of time of the daily range under a specific criteria that tends to repeat. And then my model is my cookie cutter. I use that. And I've seen that in my trades. I've always seen this thing happen after the fact. I didn't see it at the time, but I know now looking at it, that breaker was there that I didn't care too much about. And it helped my trade. It was a backdrop to a trade that I was now in, a silver bullet. I'm in trading the first presented fair value gap at 10 o'clock. And I'm using that as my model. And then I didn't realize it, but all my winning trades happen to have a bearish breaker right before that happens. So it's by default, you're going to end up having those things happen anyway. But if you get constantly caught up in trying to pursue discoveries, or you thinking somehow that it's going to make you a better trader when you don't have a model to start with, or at least trying to implementing a single model, you'll never really get anywhere except for, I know a lot of stuff in general, but I don't know how to use it. And that's generally what happens with my students for the first year. They just get caught up in all this stuff instead of saying, I just want to pick one thing and stick with it for a couple months. And then they have a model. Any one of my models work, but choose the simplest one that you can recognize in the beginning, bloom there for a model. And you can always add another secondary model or third model or whatever you want to do, but aim for trying to do something consistently with a rule-based idea, because that's going to be the biggest deterrent from you sticking to anything that I'm teaching or anyone else's stuff. You have to have something you're going to use. You have to discover your cookie cutter.